Hi, everybody. I had a lower blepharoplasty, so basically, like the plastic surgery for the under eyes, and my upper lids are taped because there was like a lipofilling, so like to have a little bit more fat here on my upper lids. I look like Genghis Khan babies with Frankenstein or cross with Frankenstein bride. I try not to look at myself in the mirror. Yeah. I've been sick for like 3 months in the beginning of this year, and so this is my comeback into action. I decided to handicap myself even more. So we'll see how this all works out. And I've been thinking, like, okay, why did I decide to do it? Because I was happy with my eyes, and like I didn't really have any problems with it. And I kind of liked my lower bleph. It gave me this like romantic look. Not anymore. And I think there were like two main reasons. And one is I noticed um, that all the grief that I felt in the last few years since the pandemic um, just sort of got imprinted on my face. And I decided that I want a clean slate. I want grief erased from my face. And another reason is when I was younger, um, I didn't really think that I was beautiful. And so I didn't enjoy my beauty, my youth. I knew that I was attractive, uh, but I thought that, oh, like maybe it's just like my pheromones. But I definitely did not think that I was visually beautiful. Uh, and looking back at my pictures, I'm thinking, what was wrong with me? I was beautiful enough. and, and so I decided that now I turned 50 last year. And so I decided that I want to enjoy my beauty however long I have. And so I decided to do some tuning for it, tune up that beauty. And here we are. I want to just have so much fun and enjoy the body I have, the beauty I have, and be like absolutely just devouring life. This was step number one. Anyway, in lieu of update on my Joe challenge, feeling joyful has been challenging. To sum it up, it's been rather grim in Lena land. I started this joy challenge on like January 28th, and today we have like April 8th. So it's been February, March, 2 months. So it's like day 70th of this challenge. And joy has been elusive. Except for the days I dare to microdose on psilocybin. Let me tell you, those little mushrooms. And I've been, the bulk of this time, I've been detoxing my liver, my kidneys, and cleansing my like stomach. And it's been very hard because what it basically meant is that I felt like my body was poisoned. Um, and so I felt just intoxicated. And I had very low energy. I couldn't do much of anything. And so I was just kind of like a couch potato. Uh, and I made it my priority just to stay calm because like I like to panic, and like usually I enjoyed good health. So I was never really like sick for prolonged periods of time before this. And so for me, like any moment something is wrong, like it's like, oh my God, is this forever? Am I gonna die? I'm proud to say that I managed to stay calm, although I was really like quite unwell. And I was doing this like visceral therapy, and like my only task for a day would be like to go to the therapy and come back. And like every time I had to go, it was like climbing Everest just to get out of the house and like physically walk. And at times I had to like keep counting my steps so that I can stay in the present moment and just power through. And like the distance to the therapy was like 2 kilometers, so like 1.5 miles. And the commute is approximately the same, like taking the transport or walking. So I try to walk for most days, but like with like super low energy, it was like I was going to Siberia every time. Plus, it was winter time and it was a brutal winter, and it was like uh, super slippery. It's like I was doing Pilates while working, like working on my inner thigh strength, and just focusing on staying vertical. And I've been living in Ukraine, in my hometown called Kharkiv. And Kharkiv prides itself on how clean it is, how like everywhere, like you have like um, public trash cans and benches, and so it's like really so many parks and so on. But the area where I live is like kind of, like on the outskirts of the city, and mostly residential. And so at the most, they put like a scent on the road so you don't like break your neck between your house and like trolley bus station. And then, so basically, it was not cleaned up the entire winter. It was like lots of ice, and if it got like into the positive temperature territory, it will all just melt. And so, like, I had to like swim through patches of ice, and like it's hard to tell which is better because underneath water there could still be ice. And so you think you are swimming, but also you are gliding. Man, it was rough. And meanwhile, I'm like only dreaming about like being back on my couch because like I'm so super weak. And, like yeah, that was my winter. So now I'm laughing about it, but honestly, back then, it's like just focusing on getting there and coming back. And so the second I started to feel better, I decided to like up the game a little bit. It's like, oh, why don't I get like a surgery so I can be in the post-op recovery and like unable to do anything again. And here we are. Oh my god, it looks so scary. Anyway, hopefully I will look more or less normal in the foreseeable future. I'll share my progress with you guys. Love you. Bye.